Welcome to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tim. I upload new videos each week all about running. This video is week 10 of a 13-week series on training for a half marathon using Garmin Coach. At the end of the week, I upload the completed workouts for that week, and then I go through them one at a time in detail so that you can follow along and train for your own half marathon. So having said that, let's get right to it. On screen now, you'll see the completed workouts for this week. It started on Sunday with an easy run. Monday was a tempo run. Tuesday was an easy run. Wednesday was a rest and recovery day. Thursday we ran stride repeats, and then Friday was a progression run. We ended the week on Saturday with another rest and recovery day. So now let's back up and we'll go through each of these one at a time. So on Sunday was an easy run. We started with a 5-minute jog to warm up. And then we ran for 30 minutes at our easy run pace that ranges between an 8:38 and a 9:38 minute mile, with the option to run an additional 20 minutes at that same pace. And then we ended our workout with a 5-minute jog to cool down. Monday we had a tempo run. We started with a 15-minute jog to warm up. And then we ran for 10 minutes at a 6:58 to 7:18 minute mile. And then we had the option to continue to run at that same pace for an additional 5 minutes. And then we ended that workout with a 15-minute jog to cool down. Tuesday, we had another easy run. We started with a 5-minute jog to warm up. And then we ran for 30 minutes at our easy run pace that ranges between an 8:38 and 9:38 minute mile. Then we had the option to run an additional 20 minutes at that same pace. And then we ended the workout with a 5-minute jog to cool down. Wednesday was a rest and recovery day. Thursday, we ran stride repeats. It started with a 10-minute jog to warm up, and then we ran hard for 20 seconds, and the goal was to keep our cadence between a 195 to 205 steps per minute. And then we had 45 seconds to recover, and then we ran hard again for another 20 seconds, trying to keep our cadence at that same pace. We repeated that sequence 10 different times, and then we ended that workout with a 10-minute jog to cool down. So Friday, our last workout for the week, was a progression run. We started with a 5-minute jog to warm up, and then we ran for an hour and 10 minutes at our easy run pace, which again ranges between an 8:38 and a 9:38 minute mile. And then we picked up the pace for another 10 minutes, this time trying to keep our pace between a 7:28 and 7:48 minute mile. And then we kicked it up again for another 5 minutes, trying to keep our pace between a 6:38 and a 6:58 minute mile, and then we ended that workout with a 5-minute jog to cool down. So now I'm just going to take a few minutes and share with you my results. Week 10 has been a challenging week on many different levels. So before I get started with my results, just a couple of things, a couple of notes. First, I've been nursing a sore leg the entire week, so the workouts this week have been somewhat brutal. Starting out each run, it seemed like I started with a limp, unfortunately, and it took a little while for that to work itself out. Good mile into the workout before I kind of felt okay to run. But I did manage to complete all of the workouts this week. It's nothing serious. It's just something that, I think I strained a muscle a little bit at some point along the lines, and it's just a little something I've been dealing with. But again, nothing serious. Garmin, on the other hand, is dealing with a much more serious issue. Their server has been down, I think, since Wednesday or Thursday, but consequently, I don't have access to any of my workout data through the Garmin app at the moment. I was able to pull some of my data from Strava before their server went down, so it uploaded Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday's workout results. So it's going to look a little bit different, and I'll at least share those 3 days with you. And then I'll just have to kind of talk through Thursday and Friday's results. So now, having said that, I'm going to put up on screen now the Strava data that they pulled from Garmin. And you'll see that my workout for that first Sunday easy run was pretty much right on target. It ended with an 8:39 overall minute mile pace, which was right in the range that Garmin was calling for. I will make a note about this workout, however. I worked in a 5K race while I was doing this. So when you look at the data, you're going to see my cadence and my pace range up significantly for that 3.2 miles that fell in the middle of that workout. But then I had quite an extended cool down, and that brought the overall pace down right to what Garmin was asking for. So, bit of an unusual analysis of the workout that you're going to see from the Strava data, but hopefully that kind of gives a little bit of an explanation for it. It was a fun race. It was the first in-person race that I've had for so far this year, but they did it in a responsible way. It was quite a open start time. It was chipped, so the time was accurate. And when we were ready, basically you just took off through the starting gate, and you ran your race and ran back again, and you had almost no contact with people throughout the race. So it was a fun one to do, and I would certainly do something like that again. I think we're going to see more of that style with an open start time window. In this case, it was an hour and a half. And so you kind of miss out on all of that big group excitement that gets before and after the race, because there was nothing after the race. Basically, I ran through the finish line and went for my cool down run to finish the workout that Garmin had called for. Got in my car and went home. So it was a little bit different that way, but I think we're going to see probably more of that. And when I run the half marathon here in a few weeks at the end of this series, I suspect it's probably going to be similar. So Monday was a tempo run, and you'll see the results up on screen now. And again, Strava's a little bit different look than what I'm used to from Garmin. Garmin just connects so well with our workout schedule. It's much easier to kind of do the analysis of the workouts the way that they have formatted it. But here you'll see that that first 15 minutes was a nice jog for the warm-up. And then you'll see for laps 3 and 4, that was the 15-minute tempo pace that we were running, which was again to range between a 6:58 and 7:18 minute mile. And I was at 6:56 and 7:16 minute mile pace. So pretty much right in the target area that Garmin was calling for. So I was really happy with that tempo run. Tuesday was our easy run. And again, basically we were to run for 50 minutes at our easy run pace between the 8:38 and 9:38 minute mile. And you'll see my results up on the screen now. My overall pace was 8:31, so not that much faster than what Garmin was calling for, so I was pretty happy with that. And I'll put my lap times up now as well, so you can see there was some variation in my lap times, but overall with the 5-minute jog to warm up and the 5-minute jog to cool down, it turned out to be pretty much right on the money with what Garmin was asking for, so that turned out really well. So Wednesday was a rest and recovery day, and thank goodness for that. I really needed it. So again, as you might remember from the beginning, when I was pointing out a couple of issues, one of them is just some real soreness in my left leg, all the way from my glutes down past my knee. So it's been a little bit difficult getting started with these runs. So I was very appreciative of having Wednesday off. Thursday I did stride repeats. I did not go to the high school track like I normally would. They had some kind of event going on down there. So I ended up going out to the park, and I chose some gravel path to run on. And that worked out pretty well. It added a little bit of extra softness to my run. And given the soreness of my leg and so on, it was really helpful to do that. And for the stride repeats, as you might recall, we're trying to get our cadence up. So quick feet, right? So we're trying to get up between, like a 195 to 205 steps per minute. And my cadence range, and I was able to pull that off my Vivo Active watch to look at anyway. And it ranged between a 198 and a 209 cadence for that set of 10. So I was pretty much right there where Garmin was asking for. So that turned out pretty well. And then for Friday, for the progression run, again, I was pretty much on the money. My warm-up was right where it needed to be, and I did keep it at a slower pace today for a warm-up. That first, like I said, the first 5-10 minutes, it was more of a limping warm-up. But I did, manage to get through that at a pretty decent pace, and then I was able to pick it up to what Garmin was calling for. Basically moving from that easy run pace, I got right into that goal pace range, fine for that 10 minutes, and then stepped it up to what would be a tempo run pace basically for that last 5 minutes. And again, I got through the workout just fine. It did take a little bit of getting started, but once I got going, I was okay. And since I don't have some more of a visual to share with you for Thursdays and Fridays results, I am going to put a link to my Strava account so that if you want to go on Strava and check it out, once Garmin gets up and running again, that data should be uploaded to Strava automatically, and you can follow along there. Or if you just want to check back or check in on Strava to see some of my past runs, you're more than welcome to do that. I certainly encourage it. One thing I will note about the Strava data is when I go through these videos with you, I'm talking specifically about the Garmin workouts. Oftentimes you'll see that I have had 2 runs in a day. I don't want there to be any confusion about that. It's basically the same run. So when I'm out doing the Garmin workouts, once I've completed the workout, I'll stop it on my watch, but I might be a mile from home. So I will reset my watch and I'll count that extra, mile and a half. And I just think of it, for myself as an extended cool down. So oftentimes you'll see 2 runs in a day, but they're not 2 separate runs. It's just me taking an extended cool down run after the workout was completed because I needed to get home. So there you have it. That's this week in review for the workouts. As always, run tall, run strong, and be kind to one another. And we'll see you next week.